MARR in their purple strips, all purple, yellow trim. HAWICK in their traditional green, of course. And here we go. Bickerstaff gets it underway. Palmed back by Dalton Redpath and taken in by Stuart Graham. The blindside flanker. Set up the racket and it's been fired out there to Russell Anderson, the hooker. Fraser Rennick injured, of course, but Anderson, a very decent replacement. The ex-Southern Knights man. The first box kick of the afternoon has gone up by Declan Lightfoot. Played well last week up at Glasgow, and that ricocheted off the face of Stuart Graham. So a second touch for him, and HAWICK still in possession. Charlie Welsh in playing scrum half, the youngster, but no, the referee is going to bring them back for a touch of crossing. So it's going to be the first scrum of the afternoon. MARR it will be to feed. Grant Baird, highly experienced scrum half for MARR. Another on the park this afternoon who is Super Rugby experience. Played 7 games for Ayrshire Bulls in the Sprint Series earlier this season. So MARR scrum. Just over a minute gone here, still 0-0. The scrum, it's around 10 metres in from the stand side. It's on the HAWICK 10 metre line. So the first coming together of the afternoon for the two front rows. And the first scrum that's gone to ground, we'll hopefully not see too many of those, and we'll bring Stuart in. And Stuart, the forward battle here is going to be key, and arguably the two top number 8s in the division are going to go head to head today as well.
Yeah, massive with both parks. I mean, if you look at the just about park down for a scrum here, like HAWICK have got Russell Anderson, Sean Muir and Nicky Little have all got pro experience, and MARR as well, an experienced front row. And then, as you say, the two number 8s, two big boys, will go at it all day today, so it should be an interesting battle. Yeah,
whoever comes out on top in the number 8 battle, it could go a long way to determining the outcome of this one, and that's a solid scrum. But HAWICK have got a wee bit of a shunter. It's picked up at the base there, and there's a wee bit of a skirmish off the ball, but MARR in possession. And it's into the hands of Ingles. Ingles, who's come in from Montgomery today, as their coach said, Kenny Diffendall pre-game, just to add a bit of zip, but the ball has been held on too long as MARR attempted to attack there, and the first penalty of the afternoon is awarded the way of HAWICK, and naturally Kirk Ford has sent that to the touchline, and that's a decent first punt of the afternoon as well, Stuart.
Yeah, that's a great nudge by Kirk, right on the edge of the 22, so it'll give HAWICK a really good platform here off the line out. You'd imagine they'll probably go to the maul, have a go at the MARR forwards and try and get another penalty out of it.
Indeed, the line out will be the first throw of the afternoon for Russell Anderson. He's taking the instruction from Sean Muir, his captain, who's come over. This line out taking place right on the MARR 22, over on the banking side. So Anderson, there was a bit of a feint in there. The communication just got a little bit wrong as he attempted to find Stuart Graham in the middle, and MARR have taken what was a free kick, they've taken it quickly, and it's Sturgeon. Sturgeon shows a little bit of footwork, takes him past the first man, and MARR are now maybe 15 metres out with the 22. There looked like a wee bit of crossing in there, but nothing doing, says the referee. So MARR still in possession here. They're up towards the HAWICK 10 metre line. It's the first box kick from MARR of the afternoon. That's gone straight up into the HAWICK sky and straight down, and some good acrobatics there by Charlie Welsh it was to palm it back. So HAWICK now in possession, albeit back in their own half. Welsh is still holding it on, and he's being dragged by the scruff of his jersey from the MARR players, and it's out to Anderson again from Lightfoot, and Anderson wins the contact. Lightfoot at the bottom of this, again tetchy stuff so far, as you'd imagine. Top V second in what's being played out in front of what's now a decent crowd. Come in the turnstiles and out through the bar, and another box kick from Lightfoot, and again it was palmed back by Charlie Welsh, but there's a little half break on there by Baird, the scrum half, pumping his legs, still going. Now he's at the bottom of that, so Ingles comes in to play scrum half. Bickerstaff, that's Connor Bickerstaff, out to another MARR player. That was Gregor Paxton, but Gregor Paxton's spilled that, and chance goes a begging. That was in the breadbasket.
Yeah, you could see MARR there trying to go wide, and it was just unfortunate that Gregor Paxton just took his eyes off the ball before he caught it and knocked it on, which gives HAWICK the ball back.
Does indeed. So HAWICK will have a scrum here from the knock-on. Lightfoot it will be to feed. They're maybe 3 metres inside the MARR half. They've got a blind side here as well, HAWICK. It's a reasonably decent attacking platform. They'll be looking to exert their authority in the scrum, an area where they went pretty well last week at Balgray against Glasgow Hawks in what was a pretty professional performance. Ball comes in, that's a solid scrum. Just starting to move forward a wee bit though, as the crowd will probably tell you it's HAWICK that are nudging it, and the penalty has come the way of HAWICK. So second penalty conceded, and Stuart, this could be right on the edge of the range for Kirkford potentially.
Yeah, you'd put your house on Kirkford having a go at this and probably getting the 3 points, to be fair. He's been on great form from the boot all season. Take that back.
Yeah, curse of that's the first curse of the commentator for you, Stuart. Don't worry, it happens to the best of us as Kirkford nudges it down the touchline, and again it's another decent effort by the Premiership's top point scorer this season by quite some distance, Kirkford. 153 points. Closest to him is MARR's Colin Sturgeon. He's bang on 100. Kirkford added tries to his game this season as well. He's on 7 for the campaign so far. He's already nearly surpassed his points tally for last season, and that lineout's more successful for HAWICK. And there's a Callum Rennick's tried to break off the back of the maul and tried to sort of release the pass inside, and that's gone forward. So the attack from HAWICK comes to nothing. But I think HAWICK, Stuart, the HAWICK coaching staff will be pretty pleased with how it's panned out so far. What are we? We're 7 minutes in. Yes, it's still 0-0, but most of what's happened that's been good has been done by HAWICK.
Yeah, HAWICK have had a lot of possession, and as you said, 2 penalties, both gone to the corner, so it shows their intent there to go to the line out and go to that maul and try and put some pressure on MARR. MARR, to be fair, have been defending really well. That was some really good defence in the corner there, which has kept HAWICK out. And as you say, Callum Rennick unfortunately passing the ball forward, which gives MARR the ball back, but it's a difficult exit from here for them.
It is. They're 10 metres maybe inside the HAWICK 22. The HAWICK scrum was dominant the last time, so we'll see what happens here. But no, that's better from MARR, and that's enabled their star number 8 player Jardine to pick up, and he's beat the first man, and he's made 10 metres. Jardine, good carry, good opening salvo from him. Now it's the winger Jake Jacobson, the slight figure. He's got a bit of pace. He now sets it up. Baird, the scrum half, at the base of this. That's been carried in there by one of the MARR forwards. So there's another ruck, and again it looks like Baird is shaping a kick. Yeah, and he puts the left foot through it. Welsh is underneath it, and he's done pretty well to keep that in field. Welsh has gone back to Kirkford, but Kirkford's a little bit isolated at the moment. But no, the HAWICK forwards have got back and got round. Good play by HAWICK there. Now it's to Sean Muir, his first trundle, wins the collision. Lightfoot to Brunton. Brunton juggles it but maintains possession. Connor Sutherland, the latest HAWICK forward, to truck it up. Now Brunton's seen a wee bit of space, but no, that's been closed down the space pretty quickly by Callum Ingalls, the fullback, and he's returned it with interest into HAWICK 22. Brunton catches it, sends it to the touchline, so it will be a MARR line out just inside the HAWICK half. Remains 0-0 here at Mansfield. There's 9 minutes gone. So MARR forwards having a chat about what's to happen here. Struan Riki, the hooker, his first pressure situation of the afternoon. Bit of movement in the middle of that line out, and he plays it safe and goes to Cameron Young at the front, the ex-airman. Now MARR looking to attack through first phase. Good tackle on Connor Sutherland. Connor Bickerstaff, however, I beg your pardon. There's a hit in the midfield there by Andrew Mitchell. The ball had gone loose, but it was taken back in there. Now the referee's blown for a above the sternum tackle by HAWICK. So the first penalty conceded by them to MARR's 2. And yeah, Kenny Diffenthal, the coach, Stuart spoke about bringing in the fullback Ingalls in place of Greg Montgomery, and Ingalls has looked busy early on. Yeah,
he has. That was a really good carry in the midfield there, and it was lucky that he's probably won a penalty, but you can see MARR again using some big runners in the midfield to try and get some go forward, and they're trying to get to that edge, to that touchline, to stretch HAWICK.
They are, and speaking of, we spoke earlier on about Kirkford's touch finders from the penalty. There's been a decent effort there by Scott Bickerstaff. It's normally he who comes forward to take them instead of Sturgeon, and the line out, however, has gone over the intended jumper, which was taken in by Blair Jardine at the tail. So this will give MARR the opportunity to come round the corner, first in the shape of Ben Young, 130th appearance for the Troon men this afternoon, and Connor Bickerstaff, it goes out to Ingles. Scott Bickerstaff cuts in from his wing, double tackle on him, one of which was by Redpath of HAWICK. Sturgeon, now there's a flat pass on here and a wee bit of space opening up. Now that's a high looking tackle. It was a flailing arm rather than a tackle by HAWICK, and the referee is playing advantage here. So Connor Bickerstaff, it's been lost, but they're going to come back for the flailing arm challenge, and this, Stuart's an imminently kickable penalty for MARR inside the HAWICK 22, and you'd imagine Sturgeon will step up, and referee's already signalling for the post.
Yeah, look, top two battle, you're going to take points when they're on offer, and again you would imagine that MARR will be 3-0 up after this kick. It's in a fairly straightforward position for MARR.
For a marksman of Sturgeon's calibre, as mentioned, he's the second top point scorer in the league this season. He was top point scorer in the regular season last season before the playoffs. He's second, a distant 53 points behind Kirkford, but this should be meat and drink to Sturgeon as he begins his run up, and he makes no mistake. So first blood to MARR in this one. It's a penalty by Colin Sturgeon. HAWICK 0, MARR 3, 12 minutes gone.
Thank you very much to Robin and Stuart down there at HAWICK against MARR. Some latest scores for you. Herits Blues 31, Kelso 20, Jed Forest 0, Curry 10, Ayr 0, Bigger 10, and GHA 17, Gala 36, also Watsonian 7, Highland 0 in National 2.
Good looking result for Gala through there in Glasgow. The kickoff's been taken here at Mansfield though, and HAWICK are back in possession. Kirkford inside his own half. MARR defence coming to close him down, so he decides to grab it, but it ricochets of a MARR shin, and HAWICK are in retreat here. But Lee Armstrong's mopped up. He tried the footwork, but his sort of feet gave out from underneath him. So Stuart Graham, the latest HAWICK forward, to try and establish a platform. Now there's a carry here, and that's a good offload as well by Nicky Little out to Dalton Redpath. Clean ruck possession coming the way of HAWICK here. Brunton's seen a wee bit of space, but however he sent it straight in the arms of the covering Jake Jacobson, and Jacobson's the latest MARR player to send it into the HAWICK sky. Oh, good footwork there in receipt of the kick from Welsh, and now there's a left-footed kick being put through there by Ford, but again it's been well marshalled by Bickerstaff on that other wing, and that's gone straight up in the sky with no distance as well. So taken in again by a HAWICK player. A lot of aerial ping pong happening at the moment. On halfway, Mitchell out to Lee Armstrong. Armstrong draws a couple, feeds it to Graham. Graham's got Jay Linton. Jay Linton bounces off one of the MARR players, almost spilt the ball but managed to gather it back in, and HAWICK are up to the 22. Linton goes to deck, and that enables Lightfoot to pick it up, but he's well harried by the MARR players there, so he himself has to go to ground. So Lee Armstrong's come in for the scrum half duties. That goes to Connor Sutherland. Connor Sutherland head down again, wins the collision with Ben Johnson. Decent spell of HAWICK play here, but there's a counter ruck on by MARR, and the referee seems happy enough with that, and the ball has got lost in a pile of bodies there, but there's an infringement by HAWICK, and the penalty goes the way of MARR, and there's a lot of good work in there by HAWICK. Stuart, first meaningful carry for Jay Linton, but it's all come to nothing.
Yeah, really good carry by Jay Linton down the touchline, and then they were in really good position just on the edge of the 15, and unfortunately for HAWICK they were just too slow to get the ball away from the base of the ruck, and MARR saw the opportunity, counter-rucked, and have won themselves a penalty to get themselves back probably up towards the halfway again. Yeah,
Scott Bickerstaff it will be to send it towards the touchline, and he's given it a decent old thump there actually. Ian Hurd running the line on this near side. Has signalled that the throw will be taken inside the Hawick 22, so that's a decent net gain for MARR. So second or third throw in of the afternoon for MARR, and it's again nice and neat and tidy. Brandon Sweet, the latest to carry up for MARR, the big Zimbabwean prop. Now it's out to Sturgeon. Sturgeon's got Jacobson. Jacobson sells a dummy, then passes it out. Ingles again. Ingles taken by Callum Rennick. Some of the MARR players asking the referee about a slightly high tackle there, but not happening. But here come MARR again. They've recycled possession. Callum Smith, the ex Wigton Sherman, signed in the summer, and that's been spilled by MARR and taken in by a Hawick player. So Hawick now in possession, and it's sent back to Ford, and MARR's players are in retreat here, but Ford sent the kick out on the full, and no, the referee's going to take them back for no advantage coming Hawick's way. And wee bit of a collector's item there, Stuart, a mistake by Ford.
Yeah, I know, and he's probably pretty lucky there to get the scrum, because it's usually advantage over once you kick the ball away. So, a bit fortunate.
Yeah, I'd be inclined to agree, but all that matters is what David Young, today's man in the middle, thinks about it. And it's going to be a Hawick scrum, centre field on their own 10-metre line. Again, a decent attacking position. We've got plenty real estate either side of the scrum here as we await the front rows coming together. Don't seem to be any particular hurry, but the call now is to bind. So, about to be fed by Declan Lightfoot, but MARR with the shunt on that time, so it's picked up at the base by Linton, and now it's out to Lee Armstrong. Lee Armstrong, as he so often does, beats players with footwork, and he finds a rampaging Andrew Mitchell, and Andrew Mitchell's round the last man, up and over the 22, and for the 11th time in 11 games, Andrew Mitchell has scored.
Yeah, really good carry by Lee Armstrong there, and a great offload to Mitchell, and as you say, Mitchell doing what he does best, and rounding the fullback and under the posts. Great
centre partnership work there, wasn't it? It was out of nothing, really. Wonderful play by Lee Armstrong, and that's really what he brings. He does it day in, week in, week out. It's that footwork, that elusive footwork that, just buys him that bit of space.
Yeah, look, he's brought all his experience there from all his years playing here, and then he's got Mitchell on his outside with a bit of youth and a bit of pace and some power. And to be fair on Mitchell, a bit of footwork to round the fullback. So great try for Hawick.
Yeah, very good finish by that man Andrew Mitchell, right under the sticks, which, as you'd expect, means that 5 has been turned into 7. Kirk Ford with his first successful kick of the afternoon. So all of a sudden, Hawick, from being 3-0 down with around 19 minutes gone here, now have their first try in the bag and lead by 7 points to 3. And yeah, Lee Armstrong, we've spoken a lot in the early part of the season about having a big jersey to fill in the shape of Ethan Riley, who was a star performer for Hawick, but it's been a timely return to rugby in Hawick for Armstrong to fill that jersey, and he's filling it with aplomb so far, but the kick-off's been spilled by Hawick, gathered in by one of the MARR forwards. So MARR now with a chance to attack inside the Hawick half. It's Baird out to Ali Rogers, the Burley prop in the MARR ranks. Back with Baird, he feeds it out to Sturgeon. Sturgeon to Connor Bickerstaff. Connor Bickerstaff's gathered in there by Dalton Redpath. Now it's back with Sturgeon. Sturgeon to Ingles. That's been spilled by the MARR hooker, but it's gone backwards. So MARR are going to have to reset here, maybe 5 or 6 metres back from where they were previously. But that's a tidy kick there by the scrum half Baird, and that's going to result in a Hawick line out inside the MARR, or a Hawick line out inside their own 22 rather. 20 minutes gone here. It's Hawick 7, MARR 3. Russell Anderson it will be to throw in. Looks like Hawick have reduced the numbers here. Looks like it's going to be a 4-man line out. Sean Muir once again coming over to Anderson to tell him where he's to throw it. Here it comes. Yeah, and they play it safe. Go to the front to Sutherland. Sutherland off the top. And now there's a carry on here for Rennick, and Rennick's up and over the gain line. Good strong carry by the HAWICK open side, and there's a wee bit of space opened up here for HAWICK if they can use it. There are numbers on the near side, but it's been spilled forward there by Lightfoot. So now MARR with a wee bit of space that they can exploit over on the far side. It's Connor Bickerstaff. Bickerstaff with a dummy scissors, kept hold of it, popped it in there and took it on. Fed his brother in the end, Scott Bickerstaff, but now it's going to come back to the open side. Ben Johnson scored in the win against Currie a few weeks back down at Fullerton. Now they've got another big forward coming at pace here. That's David Andrew, the ex-Dumfries Saint, but he's been pretty well tackled in the midfield there. Patient play here though from MARR. Ingalls again to the other second row. That's Cameron Young. Cameron Young's well tackled though, but they're up and into the HAWICK 22 here, MARR. So Baird, green wall forms across the width of the park. Good tackle on Blair Jardine after he tried to pirouette, and there's HAWICK bodies in there, but they've got hand to it, HAWICK, and it's been spilled forward, so there's a knock-on advantage being played here. And again, Ali Rogers trucks it up the MARR prop, and it's out the back door to Sturgeon, and Sturgeon's fed Gregor Paxton. Gregor Paxton the latest to take it to deck. Now it's back in the hands of David Andrew. Andrew stopped in his tracks by the HAWICK defence once again. Not MARR back outside the 22. Double tackle there. One of the tacklers was Dalton Redpath. The referee's going to bring them back for what looks like another HAWICK penalty conceded. Sean Muir's going over for a chat with the referee.
Good first, Sean. Thanks. For me, it was at the same time, and you've not made enough to get low. Yeah. That's 3. Okay. None of them's been any more than a penalty, so that's 3. Right. Okay. Thank you. Yes.
So clear and concise communication there by the referee. Stuart, he's saying three tackles that are above the sternum.
Yeah, it's just the new tackle laws for this season. If it's anything above the sternum, it's a penalty, and HAWICK have now, as the referees rightly said, had 3. So just have a little chat, and Sean Muir goes back and has a chat with all the boys, just say let's lower the tackle height, stop giving probably easy penalties away.
Yeah, it's penalties at the moment. There are the concession of HAWICK penalties that are allowing MARR to continue to build a foothold in this game, and they'll be looking to extend their 3 points here to 6 because the penalty was conceded in a kickable position, 15 metres in from the far touch line here, 5 metres outside the 22, so fairly routine stuff, one would imagine, for Colin Sturgeon as he eyes up the posts, begins his run up, strikes it, looks decent from here, straight through the middle, so the deficit is reduced. It's now HAWICK 7, MARR 6, a couple of penalties to Colin Sturgeon. 23 minutes of this first half gone, and Stuart, it's as nip and tuck as we thought it might be.
Yeah, as we said at the start of the game, it was always going to be a tight game, and one try to HAWICK and 2 penalties to MARR, 7-6 with 20 minutes gone.
The HAWICK try by Andrew Mitchell, 11 from 11 for him this season. He's already eclipsed the 9 he scored last season. It's been kicked off, and it's been taken in by the number 8 Blair Jardine, just inside the MARR 22. So MARR looking to exit here. Baird looks like he's shaping a kick, the left foot, and he does exactly that. Another high hanging box kick. It's well taken in there by Jay Linton, and Jay Linton, as he always seems to do, bumps off the first couple of players and sets up a platform for HAWICK, and there's a bit of space on this near side. Armstrong again. Armstrong sees a bit of a gap, and he's gone through it, and he's up into the 22, Lee Armstrong, and he's stayed on his feet, and that's good support play by one of the HAWICK forwards, Callum Rennick. Good clean out as well, so HAWICK now numbers on this near side. It's flung out to Charlie Welsh, and with the line at his mercy, 6 metres out, the ball has been spilled. It wasn't the most sympathetic of passes, I would say, in fairness to him, but there was an advantage being played. MARR have conceded a penalty this time. The referee looking for a mark from his assistant. Offside is the call, so they're going to come back, and HAWICK will see that. Stuart, as a try scoring opportunity coughed up, I would suggest. Yeah,
that should be 5 points, if not 7. Yeah, look, it was a a difficult pass for Charlie Welsh to take, but I think someone of his calibre should be taking that and scoring in the corner.
Yeah, he had the line at his mercy, and you'd have fancied him to.
But he's 5 metres out with nobody in front of him.
Yeah.
Kyle Brunton will be a bit disappointed in his pass, but again, HAWICK have turned down the opportunity for 3 points and they've gone to the corner.
They have, and it was a very kickable penalty for Kirkford, but he's put it 5 metres from the HAWICK line as the HAWICK forwards trudge towards the line out. You imagine, Stuart, as we seem to say every time we see HAWICK, that there'll be one particular tactic employed here, but let's see what happens. The throw in first of all is over the tail, and it's been taken in by a MARR player, so that's come to nothing. It was Ben Johnson of MARR who flopped on it after the overthrow. So MARR now looking to exit from deep inside their own territory. The HAWICK chance is gone a begging for now at least. MARR, they've not picked and gone there. It's not particularly clean. They'll need to think about doing something with it, but they don't need to bother because HAWICK have conceded a cheap penalty. And Stuart, you know, you've done a fair bit of head coaching at your time. That's not what a head coach wants to see. That gives MARR the chance just to easily exit.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a tactic by HAWICK or not to go to the corner, but they've turned down 2, if not 3 kickable penalties now, and to go to the corner, have a look at them all, and each time it's not come off, and I hope it doesn't come back to bite them at the end of the game.
13.5 minutes to go in the first half. HAWICK 7, MARR 6. MARR have cleared the touch. It's going to be a line out as the sun breaks through the clouds on this lovely autumnal day here in the grey old Toon. There's not much grey about it at the moment. MARR have taken that in. It wasn't the cleanest of line outs, but they've managed to keep hold of possession, and there was almost an interception there. Callum Rennick thought about it, but now there's a bit of space for MARR on the near side, but Callum Ingalls takes it back into the heavy traffic. He's been busy so far in this first half, Ingalls. MARR, they're going to recycle this. Not particularly quick possession, but it's back with Conor Bickerstaff. Conor Bickerstaff's well tackled there by Kyle Brunton, not shirking his defensive duties there, and that's all a bit of a guddle by MARR, and they've knocked it on. That's poor play by the men from Fullerton. So HAWICK now in possession, and Sean Muir hits it up. A couple of MARR defenders in on him. Now it's out the back door to Charlie Welsh, and Charlie Welsh has fed it out to Kirkford. Ford comes back in field. He's stopped in his tracks, so Dalton Redpath takes it off him and straightens. Now out to Nicky Little, and Nicky Little is allowed to get up a head of steam. Back with Lightfoot. Brunton to Callum Rennick again, who's been busy in the last 10 minutes. Back with Brunton. Now it's with Stuart Graham, the ever industrious Stuart Graham. Jay Linton's in there to support and help secure the ball. There's MARR player in over that, and that for all the world looks like a penalty, but no, play is going to continue, and Sean Muir again wins a collision, and it's back with Brunton. Brunton's got Nicky Little charging up in the midfield. Back with Brunton. Brunton's put a little grubble over the top, and it's on for HAWICK here, and it bounces the rugby ball, evades them, taken in by a MARR player. I think that was a captain's innings by Conor Bickerstaff. If that had bounced the other way, it was into Andrew Mitchell's breadbasket, and he was under the sticks for try number 2. But nevertheless, MARR now are in possession 5 metres from the HAWICK line, looking to exit once again. HAWICK were looking not to concede a penalty as they did a few minutes ago in a similar situation. This time Baird doesn't go at the box, he tries to send it long, but he's not found touch. So HAWICK, Charlie Welsh it is, and Charlie Welsh has beaten the first man. Scragged by the jersey, but round the corner comes Armstrong. Armstrong's got Jay Linton for support. Linton loitering in the wide channels where he can do so much damage. Sean Muir it is who takes it in, goes route 1. HAWICK now just outside the MARR 22, but it's been dropped by Nicky Little. So once again MARR will look to clear the lines. Goes back to Conor Bickerstaff, and he's the latest to try a little chip over the top. That's bounced into a HAWICK hand. So back it is now with Ronan McKean, possibly his first involvement in the game for McKean, and good harrying again there by Sturgeon, and there's another knock on there by HAWICK right on halfway, and Stuart, that's good defence from the men in purple.
Really good defence by MARR. You can just see the line speed coming up and putting the pressure on HAWICK. Nicky Little, unlike him, dropping the ball. But when you've got a couple of purple jerseys running at you at full pelt, it's hard to keep hold of the ball. And then I think it was Sean Muir as well dropping the ball there, which is unlike him. And you can see HAWICK have lost 40 metres there.
Yeah, 40 metres, and there's a break in play for an injury here. It's HAWICK 7, MARR 6.
Okay, let's bring you up to date with some events happening here, and it's just ended. Berwick against Stuart Melville. This is a match played at Inverleith, 24 points to 3, a win for Stu Mel. We'll have a full report at half time here of that match. Now, latest we have is Heriots Blues 31, Kelso 27. So at the moment, Kelso on 2 points bonuses. Jed Forest 0, Curry 17, Musselburgh 19, Edinburgh Accies 7. Selkirk 7, Glasgow Hawks 7 is a latest score. Into Division 1, Ayr 19, Biggar 10, GHA 17, Gala 39, GHK 0, Melrose 10, Watsonian 7, Highland 0. Into Division 2, and Falkirk involved in another high scoring game this week. Falkirk 27, Newton Stewart 49. So the league leaders losing that one. Stirling County 47, Aberdeen Grammar 21. In Division 3 it's Boroughmuir 76, Dumfries 12, and Hamilton 10, Howarfife 21.
And back here at Mansfield, there was a MARR scrum right on halfway. Wasn't the best play on the back of the scrum, and it's enabled HAWICK to sort of find their way upfield with a series of sort of fly hacks and what have you. And it's all, after all of that, it's resulted in a HAWICK penalty 5 metres from the MARR line. It's been taken quickly. They've not gone to touch this time. It's Jay Linton. Jay Linton's been well tackled there, though. They tried to run a move. And again, MARR trying to make a mess of it at the breakdown. So it's back to Sean Muir to tidy it up. They're 6 or 7 metres from the MARR line here. HAWICK, light foot, out the back to Brunton. And it's another scrappy pass from Brunton. It's gone behind the intended recipient. So Kirk Ford's had to mop it up. But Ford's now finds himself on the ground 5 metres outside their own 22. And the impetus a wee bit is lost there. So Stuart Graham takes it into the contact. HAWICK trying to set it up again here. Light foot's got Anderson. Anderson cuts out the back door from Anderson to Lee Armstrong. Lee Armstrong does well to stay in field. Now it's back with Lightfoot to Nicky Little, looking to make amends for his recent knock on. Takes it to ground, back to Lightfoot. Now Dalton Red past the latest to release the hands. Goes to nobody, but it does go backwards, so it's mopped up by his second row partner, Connor Sutherland. And it's back with Sean Muir. Sean Muir's grown into this game. Plenty carries so far for the big captain, but HAWICK still out with the 22, and out they go here to Andrew Mitchell. Mitchell has found McKean over on that far side. McKean cuts back in field and goes to ground right on the 22, so HAWICK looking for a scrum half. Brunton it is who goes in and plays it, and now it's back with Sutherland again, and Sutherland goes to Jay Linton, and Jay Linton pirouettes out the tackle and buys another couple of metres and allows the forwards to get round. Lightfoot, Brunton, and it's been dropped again by HAWICK, and they're just looking a wee bit out of sorts at the moment. Is that their own doing, or are MARR forcing them into these errors?
I think it's a mixture of both, to be honest. If you look at MARR, they're really pressing, especially that HAWICK midfield when HAWICK are trying to go wide, and it's forcing errors. But again, HAWICK have got to be more accurate here. If they just take another metre deep, they could probably get that ball through the hands quite easily, get to the edge and really stretch MARR, like they've done a couple of times with Jay Linton and Ronan McKean on the far side there. Just
a quick dive in here to tell you that at Golden Acre it's Heriots Blues 31, Kelso 32, a Keith Melbourne try just at the death.
My word, that is quite the scoreline from Golden Acre. What a result that would be for the Poinder Park men if it stays like that until the death. Players just taking on fluids here as there's a running repair to Ronan McKean over on that far side, but he is good to go. So the scrum will set shortly. There's around 6 minutes remaining here at Mansfield. Glorious Mansfield as it is this afternoon. HAWICK 7, MARR 6 for MARR. A couple of penalties to Colin Sturgeon. Great HAWICK try by Andrew Mitchell, converted by Kirk Ford. The Mitchell finish a result of some wonderful work by his centre partner Lee Armstrong. But it's going to be a MARR head and feed to this scrum after scrappy Hawick play in the midfield. No, the referee's going to make them reset. Nicky Little, hands on hips, in no mad rush it would seem. Neither is the MARR front row, to be fair, as they crouch down. Hawick coaches looking on with interest, as is Fraser Rennick. He looks like a man that's itching to be out there, the injured hooker. He'd be in his element in the middle of that scrum. We've got a wee bit of a shunt on, but yeah, it's picked up swiftly by Blair Jarden and it's fed out to the MARR backs, and Jake Jacobson sends it down the Mansfield Park to Welsh. That's Charlie Welsh. He's returned it to the 22, but comfortable enough for Ingles. Ingles takes it out with the 22 and sends it down the middle of the field, and Kirkford is right underneath this, and Ford looks like he's going to have a run back. He feeds it out to Brunton. Brunton goes to McKean. McKean's got Mitchell outside him, takes a couple of MARR players to haul the big winger down. Of course, the scorer of arguably the most famous try ever seen here at Mansfield, last season's Premiership final against Currie. Big crowd on that occasion, and there's a big crowd here at Mansfield today as well. And Hawick, again, a wee bit of indecision in the play. It's not gone forward, but Stuart Graham, as he's done on more than one occasion this afternoon, has had to mop things up and straighten things out. Now it goes to Sean Muir again, and Sean Muir again up towards halfway, takes a couple of MARR players to drag him down. Now Hawick again out the backs, flat pass there, far too flat by Lee Armstrong. It's gone forward, but there was an advantage being played from a Hawick perspective, a penalty advantage at that, so they're possibly going to get away with just a little bit more sloppy play there, Stuart. It's very unlike them. Yeah,
it's really unlike Hawick here. They're just getting put under pressure, and passes are going behind, they're knocking balls on. Is it the game pressure getting to them, or
I was just going to ask you that. Again, you've been involved in huge games as a player for Melrose and big games as a head coach as well. I'd imagine the pressure can't not have an impact.
Yeah, it'll definitely have an impact, but I keep coming back to MARR's line speed. Being caught offside there, just trying to get that line speed on and putting the Hawick defence on the back foot, which they've been doing well for 35 minutes.
So the penalty's been awarded to Hawick right on halfway, pretty much centre field. So with the clock inching towards halfway, in half time, Kirkford is going to have a crack at the sticks from halfway. You'd imagine it'll be on the edge of his range here, but there's not a breath of wind at Mansfield. Be a decent one if he gets it, Kirkford, but if anybody's going to get it, you'd imagine it'll be him. So strikes it, and he's given it a decent clout. It's heading towards the post, and would you believe it, it lands on the bar and flops over. And Stuart, it was a brave decision to go for the post, but that decision's been vindicated.
Yeah, look, I think Hawick have maybe learnt the lessons from the whole of this first half, that you take the points when they're on offer, and Kirkford stood up, he's put his foot through that, and with millimetres to spare has got it over.
Yeah, with just under 2 minutes remaining in the half, Kirkford extends Hawick's lead to Hawick 10, MARR 6. A little bit more daylight between the teams in what's been a pretty even first half. And again, Stuart Graham mops things up, but it's been stolen by a MARR player. That's Blair Jarden. That's great play in the breakdown there. Great piece of scavenging by the ex-Carrick man. So MARR now looking to attack here, 10 metres outside the Hawick 22, and there's another big carry in there by that man Blair Jarden. We spoke before about his battle with Jay Linton and how key that could be this afternoon. Colin Sturgeon fancies a dart just about to the 22, but Hawick now the latest to concede a penalty and make that their 5th of the afternoon so far, and it's right in front, 3-4 metres outside the Hawick 22. So Stuart, for all the world, the 3 points, the 3 point gain for Hawick's just about to be wiped out.
Yeah, and it just comes back to what I said. MARR, every time they get opportunities to take points, they've took the points in this first half, whereas HAWICK will be going in at half time, and I think Matty Douglas will be having a word about taking points when on offer, because if they had taken points, they wouldn't be probably 1 point ahead going into half time.
Yeah, as the clock creeps towards the 40-minute mark, it's got the feel now of a game that's not going to be blessed with ample tries as we await Sturgeon's effort. Begins his run up. The ex-captain strikes it well and makes no mistake, as you'd expect. So the third penalty of the afternoon goes the way of Colin Sturgeon. That takes the scoreline to HAWICK 10, MARR 9. Bit of life left in this first half, it would seem. David Young, there's been a couple of slight injuries, so Kirkford will resume proceedings. The HAWICK fullback, he's gone long with it into the MARR 22. It's taken in there by Scott Bickerstaff. Scott Bickerstaff puffs the chest out and runs headlong into the contact, sets it up just inside his own 22. Baird, the scrum half. Baird to the hooker. Stuart Struan-Riki, he's up and over the 22 now. Baird's in there. Baird's going to go to his number 8, Jardine, the workhorse that is Jardine. Again, in and around the 22 MARR, their own 22. Ben Johnson with the headgear. Johnson's tackled there by Connor Sutherland. Now it goes back to Sturgeon. Sturgeon's had enough of this first half, as has the referee now. So it's as tight as you could possibly imagine here. It's been nip and tuck, arguably one for the purists. It is half time here at Mansfield. HAWICK 10, MARR 9. Spectators dotted around on the banking at the far side. So Ford sends it into the 22 and it's been allowed to bounce, and it's gone forward by MARR. Yet indecision in the MARR ranks. It was left, I think, by Blair Jardine for Scott Bickerstaff. But Bickerstaff wasn't expecting it, and it was allowed to bounce. That enabled the HAWICK forwards to get up and in around it, which then caused MARR to knock it on. So almost the ideal result from the kickoff for the green machine. It'll be a scrum. They're 10 metres in from the stand side, just inside the MARR 22, so a really good attacking position from which they can launch something early in the second half. Declan Lightfoot it will be to feed this. McKean, the big winger, sitting directly behind his standoff Brunton at the moment. Just starting to nudge forward a wee bit the HAWICK scrum, and it's just getting up a little bit head of steam as well, and the referee's arm is out as Jay Linton controls it at the base. So HAWICK playing with an advantage here. Brunton sells a dummy, puts a little chip in. That's going to be into the arms of a MARR player, so the referee's going to bring them back. Brunton was playing with a free ball there, so it's going to be a penalty to HAWICK. Now, Stuart, we spoke about in the first half about taking the points. This for Ford could be kickable, but no, he's having none of it. He's going into the corner again, Kirkford, and statement of intent here from HAWICK early in this second half, and it will be a 5 metre line out. And they had one of these in the first half, Stuart, and the throw didn't go according to plan. But if they're on the money here, you can take a wild guess at what's going to happen.
Yeah, they first of all just need to get this platform right with the line out, and if they get the line out right, they'll set them all up. And judging by that last scrum, MARR could be under a bit of pressure here. Again, you come back to HAWICK just need to keep the scoreboard ticking over. I would feel in this game. Hope they don't rue these 3 points they've been given up.
Yeah, that one was certainly kickable, but as I mentioned, statement of intent, and let's not forget there is a bonus point to be won as well for 4 tries, but of course they'll be looking to just get the win in the bag first, and that has hit its intended target in the middle of the line out, Dalton Redpath, and now the platform is set for HAWICK. MARR have spun it right round, but HAWICK still in possession here, still in control. It's Russell Anderson now who's peeled off. He's got a wee bit isolated, Anderson, but the support comes round. Lightfoot's at the base. Lightfoot goes out to Stuart Graham, who cuts back in field, still in and around the 5 metre line. There's a big carry there from Sean Muir, who came at pace, and the referee's arm is out again. So HAWICK gambling with house money once again. There's Redpath's well tackled there. Lightfoot, Brunton's got HAWICK. It was Mitchell coming at pace. Now Redpath's come round the corner again, still playing with a free ball. Lightfoot goes to Brunton. Brunton's looking for runners. Found one in the shape of Kirkford up towards the line. Kirkford, and he offloads to Charlie Welsh, and Charlie Welsh still piling towards the line, using his bulk. Ford's going to play scrum half here. Goes to Sean Muir. This is Sean Muir territory. Tries to twist out of the contact, but he's held up short. So HAWICK coming again. Brunton out to Armstrong. Armstrong with a flat pass out to Mitchell. Mitchell beats the first man, feeds it to Jay Linton. Jay Linton tackled by his opposite number, Blair Jardine. Try saving effort there, number 8 on number 8. Here they come again, HAWICK, this time in the shape of Nicky Little, the latest HAWICK forward to run hard into the collision. Brunton again. Brunton with a long looping pass, this time out to Callum Rennick. Callum Rennick straightens, comes back in field. He's going to need support. Armstrong's in there to help. Muir plays scrum half, and not what he's accustomed to, Sean Muir. It wasn't the best pass, but the penalty has come HAWICK's way. Where's the referee going to give the mark here? It looks like it's going to be kickable now. There's a HAWICK player leaving the field here in some discomfort. We'll just try and see who that is. It's Russell Anderson, the hooker, unfortunately for him. So another ex-Super Rugby hooker comes on for HAWICK. They have them in abundance here at Mansfield. Ross Graham will pack down between the experienced prop Sean Muir and Nicky Little. Now the penalty's been awarded, and again it's kickable, Stuart, but it looks on this occasion that HAWICK are going to favour the scrum.
Yeah, look, if you look at the last scrum, Nicky Little using all his experience and winning the penalty. So again, HAWICK just trying to keep the pressure on MARR, but again you come back to it, it's another kickable penalty. And that's probably in the region of about 5 over the course of this game they've turned down, and so far haven't wielded any points off the back of these decisions. Yeah,
do you think part of the mindset is that MARR, for all that MARR have been resolute and they've harried and they've hassled, they've not really offered much in an attacking sense?
Yeah, no, MARR have very rarely been in HAWICK's half, and their attack's been poor, but again HAWICK haven't really been clicking in their attack either. So
the scrum's been fed. HAWICK looking to get the shunt on here. Linton's got it at the base, but Lightfoot takes it. Lightfoot has Lee Armstrong coming hard. Lightfoot again on, again the pass goes loose. It's gone backwards, but no, a MARR player has got a boot to it and fly hacked it down towards the 10 metre line. So HAWICK have lost 30 to 35 metres there, and are going to have to rebuild from a much deeper position. Jay Linton has just sat a MARR player on his backside. That was Gregor Paxton. He's not the first Paxton, he won't be the last, but that's again resolute defence in there by another MARR player on a... Oh, but a bit of space has opened up for Dalton Redpath, and Dalton Redpath's up and into 22. He's looking for support. He's found it from his scrum half. That's Lightfoot. HAWICK now back into 22. First carry for Graham. That's Ross Graham on now with his brother Stuart. MARR have slowed this down, so it's back with Brunton again. Brunton puts through a grubber, and there's a race on here. Did a MARR player touch it down? The referees or the team of officials have had a chat, and no, it's not been, or try certainly not been awarded. It was almost touched down by a MARR player, and again a chance goes a begging. Stuart, was that the right option?
I'm not sure it was the right option, to be honest. I think if they'd kept that in the hands, went through another couple of phases, MARR were really stretched on the way back. They had a few front 5 players in amongst the posts, marking up against the likes of Lee Armstrong, etc. So,
and was there now, as MARR take the drop out from behind their own line, it goes to Kirkford. Kirkford goes in field to Lee Armstrong. Lee Armstrong takes it up towards the MARR 10 metre line, goes to ground. The support comes in, and it's set back for Lightfoot. Lightfoot, He goes to Linton this time. Linton's got Sutherland. Sutherland senses a bit of space over on that far side, and Hawick have made 3 or 4 metres there. Lightfoot looking for options. Find Radpath again. It was his break who took Hawick up and into that most recent attacking phase, and there's another free ball coming from Hawick here. There's an advantage being played, the penalty advantage, and Brunton has it in the contact. He just looks at the referee and says, yeah, I've had enough, we'll have the penalty, thank you very much. So Stuart, here we go again, another kickable penalty for Hawick. It is 30 metres maybe out, 30 metres out, and slightly to the right of the posts.
And the tee's not coming on by the looks of it. I think they're going to the corner again.
Oh, no, the referee has, just as you said that, the referee's indicated that Hawick are going to have a crack at the post, and it had to happen sooner or later, because they need to get something from all this possession to make it worthwhile.
Yeah, look, as you said, there's all well and good going for the bonus point try when you've got 3 tries in the bag, but when it's 10-9, top of the table clash, you're in the half constantly, turning down 3 points after 3 points. At some point you need to take the 3 points, keep the scoreboard going, and then rebuild to get back in this half. And as we said earlier, it's been all Hawick so far this game. It's all the possession territory has been Hawick, and territory for Hawick, but they're just not converting points at the moment.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. MARR have had no possession or territory to speak of at all in this second half. It literally has been all Hawick. But there's a Hawick player down at the moment receiving treatment. 10 minutes gone in the second half. It's Hawick 10, MARR 9. Just trying to see who the Hawick player is. Hawick have already lost.
It's Kirkford.
It's Kirkford, which is not ideal when they have a... It's not ideal at all, but not ideal when they have a kickable penalty. So you'd imagine if he's not able to take it, he's up and moving across towards the spot. Yeah, he's got the tee in his hand, so he's going to have a crack at it at least. Fancied that Brunton Brunton certainly looked interested. I know he was hovering there or thereabouts.
Yeah, certainly this is within Brunton's range as well, so it's a really good backup if Kirk wasn't able to take it. But
yeah, very decent kicker in his own right, Kyle Brunton, but it's going to be Kirkford, a conversion and a penalty already to his name this afternoon, taking him to 158 points with this kick to come. Hawick 10, MARR 9. Ford eyeing up the posts, begins the run up, strikes it, over it goes. The crowd are happy, the assistants' flags are raised. That takes things out to Hawick 13, MARR 9 on the balance of play. Stuart, that's a deserved 3 points, certainly in the second half.
yeah, definitely, yeah. I mean, Hawick will be happy with that. They've now got a 4-point lead. MARR haven't looked like scoring, so MARR are going to need at least a couple of penalties to take the lead from Hawick.
And MARR have gone short and high with the kick-off in an attempt to give their forwards a chance to get underneath it, but it's been taken in by the Hawick forwards. Now looks like Ben Scott is on for Hawick, his second game in the green jersey for the youngster, and there was a kick that was almost gathered in by the onrushing Ronan McKean, and if he'd managed to catch that, there was a situation on there, but it was spilled forward. So MARR is now in possession just outside the Hawick 10-metre line, their first possession of any kind in this second half with 11 minutes gone, and it's their top performer for me this afternoon so far, Blair Jardine, the latest to take it into contact, but the referees deemed that there's been a little knock on in there by the men from Troon, and just nothing going their way at the moment, really, is there?
No, that's unfortunate for MARR because they had numbers over on that far side, but the ref spotted a knock on by Blair Jardine on the deck there as he's carried forward, and as you say, just nothing going MARR's way at the moment.
So it's going to be a Hawick scrum, but again there's a MARR player being tended to this time. 12 or so minutes gone in this second half. Hawick 13, MARR 9.
Just jump in with latest score lines for you. As we've just heard, HAWICK 13, MARR 9. Earlier on, Heriots Blues 31, Kelso 32. So Kelso going above Heriots Blues in the table. It's Jed Forest 7, Currie 24. Currie with a try bonus. Musselburgh 24, Edinburgh Accies 14. Musselburgh getting the try bonus this week. And Selkirk 12, Glasgow Hawks 17 is a latest score. It's currently in National 2, Ayr 33, Biggar 15. It's a final result, Dundee 38. Glasgow Accies 47. Final result, GHA 22, Gala 42, GHK 10, Melrose 18, that's the latest score, and Watsonians 10, Highland 12 in National 2. In National 1, should I say. National 2, it ended Falkirk 32, Newton Stewart 49. Lasswade 33, Kirkcaldy 27. That means that Lasswade, I think, will go back to the top of the table with 41 points, next to Falkirk's 37. Stuart's Melville 26, Berwick 3, Stirling County 47, Aberdeen Grammar 28. Aberdeen Grammar getting a try bonus to lift them 1 point above Berwick in the table. In National 3, Boroughmuir 83, Dumfries 12, a final score. Hillhead Jordanhill 27, Allen Glens 25 is a final score, and Preston Lodge 47, Cartha Queen's Park 14 is a final score. And finally into Division 4, Dunfermline 8, North Berwick 10 is a result. Ross High 7, Garnock 88, Strathmore 59, Stewartry 22, and White Craigs 28, Greenock Wanderers 7.
Back here at Mansfield, a penalty has been awarded, conceded by MARR at the scrum. So Kirkford it is, who's sent it to the touch line. It's going to be a HAWICK line out just inside the MARR 10 metre line. So it'll be a first throw in for the replacement hooker for HAWICK. Hugely experienced Ross Graham, 77th game for HAWICK this afternoon. Second game of the season, played a bit of Super Rugby for Watsonians. Goes to the tail this time, finds his brother Stuart. So Ben Scott. Jay Linton's in the midfield, loitering with intent, trucking it up. Now Scott to come back on the blind side here. HAWICK Brunton to Ford. Ford cuts back in towards the MARR forwards. It's been set up. The replacement hooker, this time with a carry, Ross Graham. Graham goes to deck. Scott again. There's MARR players in there, but no, they think better of it and leave it. Dummy and go by Lee Armstrong, little half break by the centre up towards the 22 now. HAWICK, all HAWICK so far in this second half, only 3 points to show for it however. Andrew Mitchell, he's all wrapped up by Ben Johnson. The MARR open side, he'll do well to get to ground here, Mitchell, and he's done exactly that. So it's going to come back on the HAWICK side. Scott to his captain, Sean Muir. Sean Muir puts the head down and rumbles forward. Scott again at the base. Now it's out to Lee Armstrong again. Armstrong sends a bit of space for Kirkford, and Kirkford's put one over the top here for Ronan McKean, but it was well covered by Grant Baird, the scrum half coming across. But what that means is, however, he's had to run it out into touch Baird in the act of covering, so it's going to be a HAWICK line out, and they're 6 or 7 metres from the MARR line. As mentioned, all HAWICK so far in this second half. They've come out the sheds full of intent, full of purpose, as they look to secure what would be a hugely important victory in the context of this season, the battle for playoff places. And the line-out's taken it, and again it's the Graham 1-2, Ross to Stewart, and they try to drive them all here, but it's gone to ground, so Ross Graham it is that picks up and goes, and they're up and in inside the 5 metre line now. Ben Scott looks one way, then another, fires it out to Stuart Graham. He's been hugely industrious this afternoon, Graham, and he's stolen another metre, and he sets the platform again for Ben Scott. Ben Scott, this time it goes to Ross Graham. Ross Graham driven back a little in the tackle there, but Scott's round, and Scott again looks for runners. Armstrong, and Armstrong's pass was dropped there by Kyle Brunton, and MARR now with a chance to clear their lines. The kick was charged down though, and they're still playing with advantage, it would seem here. MARR still inside their own 22, and it's been set up on that far side, but No, the referee's going to bring them back, and as we've said on more than one occasion this afternoon, Stuart, the Hawick chances keep going a begging.
Yeah, there's another one in the 22, and it's just that accuracy of pass between, and most of the time it's from Kyle Brunton to Lee Armstrong, unfortunately, and another chance goes begging.
So it's going to be a MARR scrum, equidistant between their own try line and their own 22. They're 15 metres in from the banking side here at Mansfield. They've had no ball to speak of in this second half. Very little by way of territory or possession, but Hawick have not been able to punish them so far. It remains a 4-point ball game. It's Hawick 13, MARR 9. 18 and a bit minutes gone in this second half, but there's a blindside break on there by Jardine, but he's scragged by the ankles as he picked up from the base of that scrum. Shaping a kick here, MARR, but no, they decide to take it through the forwards, set it up, come in field slightly and create more of an angle. Grant Baird at the base of this. The left-footed Baird looks like he's going to kick on this occasion, and he does exactly that. That's been taken in though by a Hawick player, but it was already in touch. He thought about the quick throw in, Charlie Welsh, but they're going to come back for the line out. It's going to be a Hawick line out on the MARR 10 metre line. Hawick will be, for me anyway, Stuart, Andrew Mitchell's not seen enough of the ball as a, as an attacking weapon. But this looks like it could be the kind of platform that's absolutely ideal for him.
Yeah, it just comes back to that. It's that accuracy of pass between 10 and 12 that you're not bringing Mitchell into the game. You're not getting Ronan McKean and Charlie Welsh and Kirk Ford into the game as much as they'd want. And for Hawick, that's probably where they're letting themselves down a little bit. If they can sort out that pass between 10-12, bring Mitchell into the game, as you can see in the first half, the only opportunity he's had is scored under the post.
So it looks like there's a MARR substitution happening here. Yeah, there's a MARR player leaving the field, and on comes Kyle Valance. Yeah, thought for a minute there that Kirk Ford was off as well, but no, he was just in the technical area taking on fluids. So Kyle Valance is on for MARR for his 115th appearance. He actually retired a couple of years ago after a broken hand, but he made his return against Jed a few weeks back. So Hawick line out has been won. Now it's Dalton Redpath. Big handoff by Redpath on the first MARR player, but he's scragged by a second, but he manages to set it up. Scott has got Sean Muir, takes a couple of MARR defenders to drag him down, and he presents it beautifully. Now Ross Graham, strong carry by him. He's been busy since he came on. Hawick now inside the MARR half, and it's a wraparound again. This time they do bring Mitchell in. It's pretty well marshalled there. Charlie Welsh tries to create a wee bit of space by going in the outside of Blair Jardine, but Jardine scrags him by the jersey and drags him to the ground. Scott again to Muir tips it on to Sutherland. Hawick now up and in and around the MARR 22. Brunton again. Brunton's got Callum Rennick coming at pace this time. Hard and straight by Rennick. Scott, he's been busy since he came on. Armstrong out to Mitchell this time, and Mitchell's created a wee bit of space for Stuart Graham, and Stuart Graham, who's been all over the place for Hawick this afternoon. That's, I think, his first error of the game, and as you can probably tell by the groans, he's the latest Hawick player to spill a pass that Stuart should have taken.
Yeah, I probably should have taken that man of Stuart Graham's ability, but again, Mitchell will be disappointing in that pass. He's just put it an extra half a yard in front, and it just needed to go into the breadbasket, and you would imagine that Stuart Graham wouldn't be far away from scoring there. Yeah,
he's powerful and he's direct, Graham, and he had maybe 12 metres to go, but knocked on it has been as MARR make another substitution. Callum Ingles is coming to the touchline. He's going to be replaced by Greg Montgomery. That is like for like, one fullback for another. Montgomery actually dropped today in favour of Ingles, but he's into the fray now for his 46th appearance. He's got a couple of tries from his 8 appearances this season. He scored last week against Heriots over there at Fullerton, but it's going to be a MARR scrum inside the Hawick 22, 5 metres in from the far touch line here as the referee looks to reset this scrum. Just having a chat with the two front rows, telling them what he expects for them for the remainder of this game. There's 17 minutes remaining. HAWICK 13, MARR 9. Still all to play for. One try in it. Only 4 points, and HAWICK will be acutely aware of that. They've had all the possession, all the territory in this second half. Only 3 points to show for it. The second penalty of the afternoon for Kirkford. 2 penalties and a conversion. Try by Andrew Mitchell, who's been underutilised, you have to say, particularly in this second half. And Blair Jardine again picks up at the base, and he's taken to ground, but illegally so by HAWICK. And what that does, it just gives MARR that opportunity to exit freely, and they'll be only too happy, MARR, to ping this down the touchline and just try and get some kind of foothold back in this game.
Yeah, as we said, they've had no possession, no terror. I don't even think MARR have been in HAWICK's half for the second half, and HAWICK need to be careful as well, because that's another high tackle that they had a bit of a warning in the first half.
To compound MARR's woes in this second half, they've missed touch, so here come HAWICK again. Ford hoofs it into MARR territory, the MARR 22, and there's a bounce of a rugby ball again. He's evaded the MARR cover, and Ronan McKean feeds out to Jay Linton here. Jay Linton's one-on-one. Jay Linton comes back inside, and he tried to feed a HAWICK player, but it was only a MARR player that was in support. I don't know from here if the MARR player gave the shout, but chance goes a begging. He had very little by way of support. Linton, to be fair, he tried to smash his way through the last defender, and he certainly managed to get the hands free, but it came off the MARR player. Just waiting to see which way the line-out's going to go. Yeah, the line-out's going to go the way of HAWICK, but there's running repairs, it would seem, to another MARR player. I think it's Greg Montgomery who's just come on. He's looking like he's going to receive a bit of treatment and might have to leave almost as quick as he's entered. So 15 minutes to go here. It's HAWICK 13, MARR 9.
Okay, a good time to bring you some more latest scores. And Selkirk 19, Glasgow Hawks 20. A tight one at Philip Hawk at the moment. If you've just joined us, Heriots 31, Kelso 32 was the final result from that 2 o'clock kick-off. Currently Jed Forest 7, Currie 24, Musselburgh 24, Enbrackies 21. Musselburgh have currently got the try bonus on that particular match. Ayr 33, Bigger 15 is a latest score at Millbrae. That was a 3 o'clock kick-off. Dundee 38, Glasgow Accies 47, full-time score there. GHA 22, Gala 42, a full-time score. It's GHK 10, Melrose 27. Melrose looking for a hat-trick of wins, and currently a MARR side could be a shock on the cards here. Watsonians 20, Highland 12.
HAWICK just about to throw into this line out. Callum Rennick's come off for HAWICK. He's been replaced by Fraser Wilson, so you'd imagine that Connor Sutherland will come into the back row and Wilson will slot into the second row. So in the HAWICK that's been taken in by Dalton Redpath at the front. They've played it safe there, HAWICK, and they're trying to inch forward here, and controlling it at the back is the replacement hooker Ross Graham. Ross Graham's broken off and gone here. He's got a wee bit isolated, so Ben Scott has to come in, and rather than play scrum half, he has to help out, and HAWICK player does come in and play scrum half and feeds it to Sean Muir. Sean Muir, umpteen carries for him this afternoon. A little sniping break there for this replacement scrum half. There's a free ball coming for HAWICK here. They're about a metre or so short. It was Ben Scott with a little half break there as they inch towards the line in front of what is a sizable crowd at the far end that have come out of the bar, and they've come out of the bar to see a HAWICK try. And Stuart, you have to say it's been coming.
Yeah, it's definitely been coming. HAWICK there just using their big men up front, going to the maul. Oh, and we've got a bit of afters
here. There's a bit of afters there. Certainly Connor Sutherland is the HAWICK player involved in what is a shirt pulling, pushing and shoving session. Verbals being exchanged. Oh, and they're still at Andrew Mitchell now's got a hold of Blair Jardine. The try's been scored regardless here. And yeah, this is all panning out in front of those punters at the bar end, who are quite enjoying what they're seeing there, Stuart.
Yeah, definitely. It's probably not the best place for MARR to start a fight in front of the HAWICK supporters that have all got a pint in their hand. But
yeah, and as you can probably hear, the try is warmed the cockles of the HAWICK supporters in the stand as well, who have just gone up a couple of octaves volume-wise. Referees having a chat with the two captains.
Gone. No more of that. You know that's what's happening. But listen, honestly, have a word.
Yeah. Well, then for me, watching the tackle slipping up now, I know you're watching that scene on the last play, getting a bit of that as well.
Yeah. 16 cent piece now. Let it play.
Sean Muir there, canny stuff from the captain, just reminding the referee David Young that there are two teams in the game and that the other one might be slipping a bit high with the tackles as well. And in all of that, I can tell you that it was actually Sean Muir, the HAWICK captain, who scored the try, so he's up to 6 for the season from 11 games. Quite the strike rate for a prop. 12 minutes to go. It's HAWICK 18, MARR 9. Kirkford conversion attempt to come just inside the 15-metre line here, just outside the 22. Crowd falls silent. Ford struck it, and he's pulled it to the left of the upright, so it remains 18 points to 9, and that's not something you see every day, Stuart.
no, definitely not. That's unusual for Kirk. But you're just wondering if he's pulled that with his sore leg. And
he looks just sort of getting back into position just a wee bit gingerly there, it has to be said. And again, the MARR kick-off has given their forwards every opportunity, but comes back on the HAWICK side, and it's been dropped once again by Sutherland that time and hacked forward. So advantage from the HAWICK knock-on has been played, and HAWICK have actually had to send it or carry it over the touchline there. So in all of that, it's going to be a MARR line out now, 5 metres from the HAWICK line, and no sooner have HAWICK scored, they've made a bit of a mess of the kick-off, and they're going to give MARR a chance here in what has been literally their only foray into the HAWICK half in this second half. And the line out comes in, and that doesn't look down the middle to me, but a long way away, and the drive's coming on. It's up towards the line on HAWICK. HAWICK players got in there and stole it. That is remarkable work, and it's the substitute Fraser Wilson. He had no right to take that, but what wonderful play by the youngster, and he's won a watch for his team there. On has been charged down the clearance though, and flopped on by a HAWICK player over the line, but the penalty's been awarded to HAWICK, and another 10 metres has been conceded as well. A bit of chit chat there. Yeah, the referee gives what you'd call the international sign of a bit of back chat.
I never called it was out, so
yeah, having a word with one of the MARR players. Kirkford grinning ear to ear, and it's going to be he who's going to try and relieve the pressure, the only bit of pressure that HAWICK have experienced in this second half. Decent nudge by Ford up to halfway, and on comes the latest high-level HAWICK substitute, such as the strength of their squad. It's Tom Hope who's came on, and if Tom Hope can have any sort of intervention like the fellow substitute Fraser Wilson did, then yeah, HAWICK fans will be happy enough. That really was great play by the youngster.
yeah, he's saved HAWICK 5, potentially 7 points against them there. He's come through the middle of that maul, stripped it, and then HAWICK have won the penalty, and they've got themselves up to halfway.
And you'll know a bit about Wilson from your Gala days, Stuart.
Yeah, Fraser Wilson, he was 17 when I was at Gala, and he was part of the academy, but a really good prospect for Scottish rugby.
Yeah, and he's a big enough lump as well for a lad of that age. The line out's been taken, it's been gathered in, and HAWICK are looking to trundle it here. Graham's at the back, he's going to leave it for Ben Scott, and Ben Scott shapes the kick. He's going to drop just outside the MARR 22, so it's going to have to be played here. Jacobson's done pretty well, but that's a good tackle on the scrum half Baird. But HAWICK have conceded a penalty there. It was a big hit on the scrum half. I think it was by Lee Armstrong, who's the latest to remonstrate with the referee. Another HAWICK player who's a big smile across his face, Lee Armstrong, looks almost perplexed at the decision, but it's going to be a penalty to MARR, irrespective of what Armstrong thinks of it, and that will give Scott Bickerstaff the chance to send it down the touchline and try and buy some valuable territory and possession for MARR, and this time he does find touch. Ian Hurd gives the mark, and it's about 10 metres outside the Hawick 22. There's 7 minutes on the clock here, 7.5 minutes. It's Hawick 18, MARR 9, and if MARR are going to do something in this game, if they're going to have a chance of victory, they need to do something fairly swiftly, and that's been palmed back off the top, and it's turned out a decent enough ball from the line out. Sturgeon comes out to the outside centre. Paxton, been pretty quiet in the game so far. Paxton, they've not had much ball to speak of, and the other Baird's on at scrum half now. Robbie Baird, the youngster, no relation to his namesake. MARR now 5 metres outside the Hawick 22. Jacobson comes back on the cut, gives it back to Baird. Baird has to take it into the traffic himself. There's a Hawick player over there, but the referee's deemed that is another penalty against Hawick, so it's going to be a MARR penalty. 5 or 6 metres outside the 22, 7 metres now maybe where the mark's given. Bang in front. MARR, of course, 9 points behind at the moment. There's a bonus point to be had, of course, by losing by 7 or less, so let's wait and see what they're going to do here. No, Sturgeon's having none of it. He's the goal kicker, and over comes Scott Bickerstaff. So Scott Bickerstaff's going to try and send this into the corner if he can, on this near side, the bottom end at Mansfield. Not his best effort, Bickerstaff, actually, and it's going to be, not his best effort at all. And the line out's going to take place maybe a metre inside the Hawick 22, when he was looking for a lot closer to the try line than that. Blair Jardine is going to throw this one in. He's moved from number 8 to hooker, equally as adept in that position. Bit of movement in the middle of the line out, and it's been somehow found its way back. It didn't go to the intended recipient, but MARR have got the ball, and it's Baird at the base. Baird goes to David Andrew, the second row, still outside the 22 mark, looking to dent this Hawick defence that's been resolute so far this afternoon. MARR not really looked like scoring so far, and that was Sturgeon to Connor Bickerstaff coming on the crash, and again he's hit on the gain line. There's just a wee bit more afters happening there. Stuart Graham involved, for the first time in his career, but he's back in the defensive line now, and it's MARR now inside the 22. Connor Bickerstaff, hand off to the face of Connor Sutherland, but perfectly legal. So Baird at the base of this one, and they're just creeping forward, MARR, but Hawick have caught them behind the gain line there, so they're going to have to recycle it. MARR, and here they come again. Oh, that's a big double tackle on the MARR player there. Takes play back at width the 22, but good hands. David Andrew takes it back into the 22, and they're maybe 15, 12 metres maybe from the Hawick line now. That was a decent half break by the second row. Now it's Jardine. Jardine's dragged to ground. Here come MARR, and it's a crash ball there, and they're up towards the 5 metre line. Their first decent passage of play really in this second half, it has to be said, and Callum Folan's on as well, the ex-Melrose man. He's the latest forward to take it up. Baird to Sturgeon, one of the MARR runners there, tackled, so there's a snipe on for Scott Bickerstaff, but he's ankle tapped and goes to ground. Baird to the prop, Brandon Sweet, the ex-Dorking and Boroughmuir Super Series man. Baird again to the other prop, Ali Rogers, another with Super Series experience. Oh, and it's been fumbled, dropped indeed by MARR, but they were playing with a free ball, so say David Young. So another penalty for MARR. We await the mark. It's certainly going to be 10 metres from the Hawick line. He's coming across to getting towards the touchline. What's this going to be, Stuart? It's going to be maybe 17 metres in from touch, and again it's a kickable one. So what are MARR going to do here?
I think MARR will probably go to the corner or the scrum off this and keep the pressure on Hawick. Yes, there's a bonus point in it if they take the 3 points, but I think there's still probably about 6-7 minutes to play, so they can get a try. Yeah, referee's just taking the sting out of this as we await.
Yeah, I'm getting treatment, okay? Just have a minute.
So
it's okay.
There's a Hawick player receiving treatment there. It looks like it's Fraser Wilson who's had a bang to his beak by the looks of things.
Still 18-9 then at HAWICK at the moment. Here's some other latest scores for you, and it's Jed Forest 7, it's Currie 24, Musselburgh 27, Enbrackies 35. Enbrackies on the comeback trail there, and Selkirk have taken the lead at Philiphaugh. Selkirk 22, Glasgow Hawks 20, a penalty to add to their earlier 3 tries. In National 1, it's Ayr 40, Biggar 15, and GHK 17, Melrose 32, and Watsonians 20, Highland 12. Latest score.
MARR in all of that, or after all that, decided to take it quickly. Scott Bickerstaff stuck it up the jumper and went himself, but he was driven back in the tackle, and there's more afters happening there this time between Scott Bickerstaff and Ross Graham. Never far away. Graham, and another big tackle by a HAWICK player has driven another MARR player back. So MARR a wee bit in reverse here. They didn't go to the corner with the penalty, nor did they take the 3 points that were offered that would have got them a bonus point as things stands at the moment. And again a double tackle by HAWICK, this time on Callum Follen. So MARR now back outside the 22 when they were 5 metres from the HAWICK line with a penalty, and again the HAWICK players fly into the tackle. One of those is Jay Linton. Double tackles all over the place at the moment. MARR now find themselves 10 metres outside the 22, but there's a penalty coming their way. More indiscipline from HAWICK there. So MARR looking to build time against them here. Graham Dick, the substitute prop, is on for MARR. That's a loose ball there, it's gone to ground. Wee bit indecision by Sturgeon. Now the penalties have been racking up against HAWICK here. We're just going to see if this is card worthy. Jay Linton's being called over. Sean Muir is there to see what the outcome of this is going to be.
Ball's well gone. You've tackled him without the ball. Too many.
So Jay Linton's tackled a man without the ball, and he's going to spend the rest of this game on the touchline, the victim of a yellow card. MARR have been awarded the penalty 6 or 7 metres out with the 22, almost right in front, and so this time Colin Sturgeon's going to have a crack at the post. And Stuart, you've sort of grimaced at that. What's your thinking here?
I thought with Jay Linton getting sin binned there that they would go to the corner and really have a go at that weak forward pack down to 7 and try and get a try. And there's probably still about 4 minutes left in this game to then come back up the park and play for a penalty. But
yeah, it's going to be Sturgeon looking for his 4th penalty of the afternoon, which would get MARR in bonus point territory. Sturgeon begins the run up. Looks decent enough from here, and the flags go up. So there's life left in this game as well. MARR 6 points behind. It's HAWICK 18, MARR 12. Jay Linton in the bin for HAWICK. So on a bit of a knife edge here now at Mansfield, because if MARR were to score a converted try, then they would leave with the spoils.
A quick latest score for you: Musselburgh 34, Enbrackies 35.
It's all happening there by the sounds of things at Stony Hill. It's all happening here at Mansfield as well as we await the kick-off, but there's a HAWICK player receiving treatment. I think that looks like Ross Graham with a bash to the shoulder, but he's making his way back into play. HAWICK don't want to lose another hooker, of course, with Russell Anderson looking like he's received a sore one today, on top of Fraser Rennick already being out for a period. So HAWICK with an embarrassment of riches. Normally at hooker are looking a wee bit more threadbare now. Kirkford's gone long with that, as you'd expect at this stage in proceedings, taken in by Scott Bickerstaff. Scott Bickerstaff again. More strong defence by HAWICK. I think that was Connor Sutherland. Yeah, Connor Sutherland, big tackle. There's been some big shots put in by HAWICK players in the last 3 or 4 minutes. But in amongst it all, MARR have got the penalty, which as it stands at the moment would see them leave with a bonus. Now that's not the best clearance by young Robbie Baird. So it's going to be a HAWICK line out 10 metres outside the MARR 22 now, and HAWICK Stuart potentially maybe looking to eke a penalty out here that'll give Kirkford a shot that'll take the penalty, that take the bonus point back away from MARR.
Yeah, well, it'll take the bonus point away from MARR, but it'll also probably take the game away from MARR as well if they can get that, because it'll put them 9 points ahead with only a couple of minutes to play. So it really ties the fixture up if they can get a penalty.
It would indeed. MARR, I would imagine MARR be pretty happy to leave with a point, to be honest, because they've not been in this game at all in the second half, particularly in an attacking sense, and HAWICK have won the line out. So the driving maul is set up. Graham at the back, the prop Brandon Sweet comes in to try and disrupt it, and I did think he'd come in from the side, and the penalty's coming to HAWICK, but a really good half break's been made there by Connor Sutherland, and again another MARR indiscretion, and again there's afters here. Who's involved in that yet? Ross Graham again. We wouldn't have got particularly long odds on that. He's having words with Brandon Sweet, the two front rowers. Graham adjusting his shirt that had been scragged by the big Zimbabwean prop. So HAWICK penalty. It's 7 metres in, 8 metres in, maybe from touch. And yet Sean Muir has asked the referee to signal for the post. So it's not the most kickable attempt he's had this afternoon, Stuart, for Kirkford, but the sensible play here is to try and, as you said, take the game away from MARR, and to deprive MARR that bonus point that I think they'd be quite happy with.
Yeah, it takes the bonus point away, it takes the game away as well, but it also winds the clock down by another minute.
Yeah,
it's all, as you quite rightly said, it's actually not far off the same spot that Kirk missed his conversion for 15 minutes ago, so it's not a guaranteed 3 points.
Yeah, well, the 40 minutes is up according to my watch. We're playing time added here. Kirkford, as mentioned earlier today, the league's top point scorer at this stage of the season by quite some distance, and this would be another important 3 to add to his tally. Silence falls at Mansfield, floodlit Mansfield. Kirkford begins the run up, struck it well. It doesn't need me to tell you what the outcome of that is, because that has dissected the uprights. The crowd are happy. HAWICK are out to 21. It's MARR 12. And Stuart, HAWICK now very much in the ascendancy, and let's not forget they're playing with a man in the bin.
Yeah, definitely. That 3 points just gives them that breathing space now that they can afford to be a bit more hard at the breakdown, a bit more hard in defence, knowing that 3 points won't, or even 7 points won't win this for MARR.
Two quick latest scores, if I can just quickly give you these ones. It's Jed Forest 7, Currie 31 is the latest score. Selkirk 22, Glasgow Hawks 23.
HAWICK still in possession from the kick-off. It was well taken in because, as I mentioned, it was contestable. Young Ben Scott's at the base of this. He sends it down the park with a bit of height on it. Now, has that gone out on the full? Yes, it has. So an error there by the youngster, and they're going to go back for a MARR line out. There's still a bit of life left in this game. The line out's going to take place 3 or 4 metres outside the HAWICK 22. Didn't go out by much on the full, but a centimetre or 2 is enough. Ian Hurd, the assistant referee on that far side. Cute line out by MARR, taken reasonably quickly, taken without the need to lift and jump. And again, another strong tackle there on Ali Rogers. But a penalty's been awarded against HAWICK here. Now, let's see what the referee.
I'm down. Wrong. Go.
And another yellow card has been issued against Ross Graham. So HAWICK referee indicating there was some kind of tip, I think, in the tackle there, but
yeah, I don't think Ross Graham can have any complaints with that. He's picked up the MARR player, he's put him past the horizontal and drove him into the ground, which is a yellow card.
It's a final score at Riverside Park. Jed Forest 7, Currie 31. And how about this in National 1? Watsonians 27, Highland 12. Latest score.
Big loss that for Highland in their quest to stay on the coattails of Ayr. But HAWICK now down to 13 men. You may have heard the referee explain to Connor Sutherland that there's only 30 seconds left. So what Connor Sutherland, the MARR captain, has decided is that Colin Sturgeon is going to have another crack at the posts to get back within that 7-point margin.
And
It's
Musselburgh
kickable.
have won. Musselburgh 37, Embrackets 35. Final score.
Big result that for Musselburgh. Back on the horses. Sturgeon begins his run up. Looks decent enough from here, and the assistant referees agree, and as the kick goes over the bar, MARR go up within 7 points, and the referee has brought it to a close. So as the players trudge from the field, it is HAWICK that emerge the victors in this top of the table clash. It's finished here at Mansfield. HAWICK 21, MARR 15.